Welcome back to Let's Play Sunless Skies Sovereign Edition. Tonight we're feeling a little sad, a little existential, thinking about how short life is. So, let's play this game. Last episode we returned to the Unseen Queen with both the cloak and our eyes intact from sitting on the blindness throne. We are worthy to quest for the cup. The Queen directed us to a grey conformer over in Piranesi in Eleutheria. So that is our next destination. Real quick, let me just run through the necessary checks. All right, let's go. We're gonna stop by real quick at Wolverine-Juxtamer just to gather the port report. I might not have brought the necessary items to get in. Oh, never mind. A permit. Right. I'll take the code again. Did we not turn in? I don't think we turned in our port report. It's okay. Succumb to the wiles of a rubbery lump seller. A wax paper cone brimming with rubbery lumps. Sounds just about perfect. It tastes precisely as advertised. Hot, rubbery, faintly sweet with a dashing of mirin and brown sugar, and an aftertaste reminiscent of roasted berries, like a memory of better days. You graze on a palmful of lumps before you put the rest away. What in the world are lumps? Rubbery lumps. Maybe we should just go. I think we're gonna look for squirmings. Let's see if we can't find any. The lighthouse is no good if we don't have any squirmings, so we'll keep looking. Oh, God. Oh, another factory. Three bronzewood, Jesus. Alright, I think we're good. Let's just head through. We will not be visiting St. Anthony's lighthouse today. Okay, beeline to Piranesi. Oh god, okay. Alright, here we are. This is my favorite place, I think, in the high wilderness. One of my favorites. Not the first time around. First time around I was freaked the fuck out. But after a couple tries and many fan arts later, I've come to like the idea of Piranesi. The Niobe seclusion, a mansion of immense size, surrounded by acres of neatly kept garden. It is tranquil here. In fact, it appears utterly devoid of life. Explore the gardens of Piranesi. Things are quiet outside the prison. The door is rarely open to let newcomers in, and almost never to let reformed prisoners out. The chaplains busy themselves caring for their small garden. It has no flowers, only exquisitely tended weeds. We'll contemplate the statues. Euclid would not approve of their impossible angles. A puzzle for the eyes. The sculptures of Piranesi follow no law but chaos. The chipped marble juts in and around itself, its polyhedrons offering no perceptible start, end, or often middle either. Fascinating. You could stare at them for hours. In fact, you do. The prison and the cottage. Polyhedric sculptures, the dimensions eye-wateringly off. Grass of uniform color and uniform length. Placid canals, crisscrossed at right angles, all bisected by a pale gravel path leading to the door of a broad, ivy-shrouded mansion. Only its lack of windows betray Piranesi as a prison. Utter silence bar the crunching of gravel beneath your feet. As you approach, you take note of a tiny cottage, incongruously nestled beside the mansion like a louse. A curtain twitches. Enter the cottage. The prison is locked, but the cottage door swings open at your approach. The only sound in the cottage is that of a teaspoon clinking against porcelain. A group of brown-robed figures turn to regard you. One, gray-haired, gray-eyed, offers you tea. "We are the chaplains," she says. "Our role is to help inmates reach egress. You must understand, none may leave Piranesi unaltered." "We can be your guide," pipes another. "2 tours per visit. Choose your chaperone and take care to follow the rules." "No, we've come here for the conformer." Ask the conformer for the location of the Martyr-King's Cup. Tell her you've proven you are worthy. Unfurl the cloak of the lion. Disapproval. A tattered flag. The grey conformer rubs the cloak disapprovingly between thumb and forefinger. Her fingers come away smudged with dirt. "This is evidence, not of your worth, but of your delusion. You should place less stock in the mirages she creates for you." She holds your gaze with cement grey eyes. "It has been a long time since I was a quester, and I have no more appetite for the Queen's games. I know the location of the cup, but I will only reveal it to those who truly prove themselves. Bring me a treasure of actual value." The Grey Conformer wishes to receive either a captivating treasure or 5 casks of Nevertine gemstones before she will divulge the cup's location. Unfortunately, last episode, there was an option to attack the robbers who exploited our delusion when we were searching for the Blindness Throne. So now we have this return to sanity, and we are seeing what really is, and that is not what we want. We want to go crazy. Give the captivating treasure to the Conformer. In exchange, she has promised to reveal the location of the cup. The cup's location. The Conformer reviews your incalculably valuable gift with a critical eye. Satisfactory. She turns her solemn gaze to you. The cup is in the possession of the Arbiter of Fates, daughter of the Blue Kingdom's son. She keeps it locked within an impenetrable vault, deep beneath death's door. It is impossible for any mortal to access. I advise you to give up. The Queen is not worth dying for. In fact, she is nothing. She is less than nothing. She never existed. Real or not, you suspect the unseen Queen will be ecstatic to finally learn the cup's location. We've lost the treasure and we've gained an enigma and one savage secret. While we're here, Grey Conformer, will you politely be our guide? Grey hair, grey eyes, and a grey expression, more cement than steel. Into Piranesi. Very well. With marionette precision, she puts aside her tea and fetches an iron lamp from a high shelf. I will guide you to the best of my ability. You follow her out of the cottage, up the gravel path, to the doorstep of Piranesi. Footprints are worn into the stone. She takes an ornate silver key from her pocket, and when the door is unlocked, she holds it open for you. The Conformer follows you into the dark. Piranesi is of course bigger on the inside. The Conformer's lamplight stretches only so far. You catch sight of dizzying spiral stairways, columns clad in chains, walls grooved by trickling water. The Conformer strides ahead, carefully pointing out where you must duck your head or watch your step. After a few minutes, you're halted by some toppled scaffolding. Piranesi has 3 rules, says the chaplain, helping you climb over the obstacle. The penalty for breaking them is incarceration, and the unwritten 4th rule is that the chaplains are forbidden from explaining them to visitors, so I'm afraid you must discover them yourself. Tread carefully in the meantime. Continue following the Conformer. We go to the depths. The prisoner's lamps. Further into the prison, you begin to see inmates. Faint lights, shuffling across distant bridges, hunched figures with lamps chained to their wrists. Those lamps impose a distortion of distance, says the Conformer in a monotone. A prisoner's proximity to the exit is determined by how much they have changed since they entered. The more they change, the closer they are to freedom. Some are more mutable than others, and severity of sentence may vary. The Conformer raises her lamp over a cavernous well. Light does not reach the bottom. Those cast into the deepest reaches must change beyond all recognition. You follow the Conformer down staircase after winding staircase, finally reaching a maze of flooded tunnels. The walls bristle with fierce black mold. The water is opaque. You can't see your feet. Here is the most deeply condemned wallow, says the Conformer, like this servitor, too inflexible to change on its own. A twig-limbed creature slumps in the corner, raising its head only fractionally at her words. She wades past it without a second glance. We'll take a report. Ask the Grey Conformer to tell you what she knows of Piranesi, politely, or she'll instruct you on etiquette instead. The Flooded Cellars. By its very nature, Piranesi is impossible to measure, so I apologize in advance. My best attempts will only be broad estimates, said the Conformer. We keep at least 12, and perhaps more than 600,000 prisoners. Including the gardens, the exterior is 22 square miles in size. The interior cannot be measured conventionally. For some prisoners, it is the size of an island. For others, a continent. What of the prisoners? Any new arrivals? Any recently released? How do they feel about their imprisonment? What were they punished for? She shrugs. She can only offer her vague measurements. Eavesdrop on the conformer's questions. He has cornered some shivering prisoners and is interrogating them with a precision and patience more unnerving than any rage. The conformer's questions. When did you last feel anger, regret, grief? Why were you condemned? What did you do wrong? Would you prefer to forget? She listens to each answer with the barest hint of revulsion. As the prisoners pour out their hearts, they start to look puzzled. Most fall silent. Some try to keep going, talking circular nonsense. They seem to be forgetting their stories as they speak. When the prisoners finally trail off in confusion, she delivers her advice. Shuck your memories. Abandon emotions. Vacate your soul. Who's this? Approached the Brittle Servitor. Its face, or mask, is expressionless porcelain. Its lamp is shackled to limbs that are twisted and blackened like burnt wood. Even as you step closer, you cannot tell if it's wearing a mask or if its face is made of porcelain. Luminous eels swim around its feet, but they vanish when you look at them directly. The lesser being has come to offer obeisance. Obeisance. What's that? Its voice issues from a clay urn, slung across its back. Its words are the thudding echo of a stone bell. Or perhaps to marvel at the disgrace of its superior. This servitor lacks the malleability to escape the aberrant twins' prison. Will the lesser being assist its superior? Refuse to help the servitor. It needs to work on its people skills. The Brittle Servitor. Outrage! The servitor does not move, but shadows dance angrily on the wall behind it. You are entombed in a casket, miles beneath the soil. You have always been buried here. You had no life, only a death. You scrabble uselessly at the stone lid, clawing broken fingers down familiar grooves. The conformer clicks her tongue, and you find yourself back in Piranesi, if you ever left. The servitor has turned its expressionless face sulkily to the wall. Or we will leave. A formless thing. What was my name? It mules. Ignore it and move on. Oh, and we have gained a sin. Can we do another? It appears so. We'll take the gallant reformer, a chaplain with an amiable smile and grey-streaked hair. He reminds you that this is your last tour of the day. Into Piranesi, the gallant reformer nods, putting aside his tea and fetching an old iron lamp from a high shelf. Once more into the breach, he says with a tired smile. You follow him out of the cottage, up the gravel path to the doorstep of Piranesi. Footprints are worn into the stone. He has no key. He simply knocks on the grand oak door and it opens. There is nothing and no one on the other side. You follow the reformer into the dark. You stroll with the reformer through a forest of jutting stone limbs and impassive heads. A haunting refrain echoes. Somewhere, someone is playing the flute. Miscellaneous items scatter the floor. A sledgehammer, a toy soldier, a spinning wheel, a half-eaten jar of honey, a canvas, perhaps discarded by previous prisoners, perhaps provided to provoke or inspire change among those still entombed. Change needn't be bad, says the reformer. I try to help the prisoners improve themselves. Shall we begin? The reformer rings a bronze bell. Prisoners gather like fireflies. The reformer moves between each prisoner, fixing them one by one with an inescapable stare. For each he has questions. What are your regrets? What suffering have you caused? Answer honestly. It's the only way you can escape. After the questions become specific, forensic. When the prisoner runs out of words, he quickly moves on and subjects another to his relentless interrogation. When he comes to the 5th prisoner, he steps back and nudges you. Your turn. A cautionary tale. Oh, should we give up our one tale, or should we test ourselves? 70% chance. Persuade the prisoner to repent. Her eyes brim with dull hostility. Her lips is curled. This will be an uphill struggle. Dialogues with the unredeemed. The reformer prefers to ask prisoners a series of questions, slowly shaping a rhetorical maze that drives them forward toward a single conclusion. Instinctively, you know this won't work here. Instead, you ask after her family. Has she made her mother proud? Mother died long ago. Sisters too. The prisoner's eyes meet your own, and she smiles. If anything, she looks nostalgic. We ran an inn. If we liked the travelers' company, we made sure they stayed. Drugged them till they forgot where they was going. If they grew melancholy, we drowned them in the wine cellar. She liked a happy hearth, did Mother. We'll leave. To the Queen. Oh wait, we need some gas. No gas. Oh, wait a second. Bargains available. No, wait, never mind. Can we sell these? Wait, 300, 250. Looks like we can make some quick cash here. Never mind, I'm an idiot. Oh god. Come on. Now, back to Albion. We got Star-Maddened Explorer on our left. Let's see if we can't find any squirmings. Oh yes, there it is. Tell the Queen you've learned the location of the cup, locked in a vault within the Kingdom of Death, and the Great Conformer believes accessing it is impossible. Concerns dismissed. At last, we know where the sun's daughter has hidden her shame. The Queen doesn't sound disheartened, she sounds euphoric. Don't worry about the Conformer's pessimism, my knight. Piranesi has altered her. She no longer understands the possibilities offered to us by dreams and moonlight. In order to access the Arbiter's vault, we shall use the minute to midnight. You retrieve the Chamberlain's battered fountain pen from your pocket. This. Precisely. But that is just a piece of the whole. We will need to unite all the scattered fragments of the minute. Then we can use it to puncture the Arbiter's defenses as she punctured my father's. She pauses, awaiting your next question. How can you possibly unite all the fragments of the minute to midnight? There are 1,000 minutes in the hands of 1,000 questers. The Queen's declaration. I will send messengers to all my questers across the wilderness, says the unseen Queen, announcing a grand tournament. Vast, magnificent, brutal, unlike anything seen before. Questers will face each other in honorable combat. At day's end, one victor will have collected the swords from every one of their opponents. How long does she need? The tournament will begin in 2 weeks, says the Queen. Silence settles across the wasteland. A gust of wind scatters scraps of paper across her lonely throne. Return to the unseen Queen in 15 days and win the grand tournament. It is currently February 24th, 1921. Hey! 21. 2021. Okay. Hello, rats. The dialogue is different depending on how sane you are. Rats or courtiers, depending. Alright, what should we do in our 15 days? I think that should be like a 3-port circuit. Yeah, that should be good. We'll see, we'll see. Well, just in case, I'll see you guys in the next episode.